All right, so in this video, we're going to look at how to set up a mail merge using autoCrat. The basic workflow is somebody submits a Google form, that information is sent to a spreadsheet. autoCrat then merges that into either a Google slide or a document, which can then be emailed out to somebody. A lot of stuff going on here, but pretty easy once you set it up. And once you set it up, you can really kind of set and forget. So like I said, you have to start with a Google form. So I have my form here that I built. And the questions that I have in this form are all based off of information that I will need for my template. So for my certificate here, I created this template. You'll see I have some plain text and I have some stuff that is inside of what are called merge tags: the student name, reason, name of person, and date. What that is those are the areas that you're going to merge information into. We'll talk about that a little bit more in a second, but important to know the two things that you have to have before we can do this are a template to merge into and a form to collect this information. So in this, I've already submitted one form. I'm going to click on the spreadsheet icon. If you have not done this yet to your form, it will ask you to create a new sheet. Go ahead. I already have it, so I'm going to click here. And you can see in my spreadsheet, I have all the same information that was in my form. We're going to go up to add-ons. And if you have not installed it yet, you'll need to go to get add-ons and install autoCrat. I already have it installed, so that's why it's showing up for me. Go ahead and, click launch. And this is going to open up the builder that we need. It takes a little bit of time to load, so I don't have any merge jobs. So I'm going to go down here to new job. I'm going to go ahead and name it. This isn't really important. It's just something for you to identify. So let's call it my merge. And next is to choose our template. If you haven't selected the template before, you can navigate through your drive to find it. I already have, so I'm just going to go ahead and click on use right down here. And now it's going into the template and it's finding these tags that we talked about for the next step, which is to map them. So now we're going to click next. And now we need to map the tags. That's basically saying that when you see this student name, what information from the form do you want put in place? So I'm going to just go ahead and go through and do this really fast. If you make your tags very close to your question, it will sometimes automatically pick on what they are. I did not do that, so that's why I have to manually go through and do them. So just like that, we just map the tag to the column. Go ahead and click next. Now you give your file a name. So this is, we'll just call it certificate, or we'll just call it certificate 4. And instead of having to write the name manually here, which would be impossible because you don't have it, we're going to click on this guy. And now from here, I can steal some information. So I'm going to click here because the certificate is for that person. And what that does is it pulls the information in here and just changes it every single time. So this will say certificate for Ryan. If my next row right here said Renee, it would say certificate for Renee. Really easy way to do this. Leave it as Google Slides, leave it as multiple output mode, click next. Now I need to choose my destination folder. That is where this information is going to go. So we're going to go ahead and click choose folder. And there is a little weirdness to this here. I don't like it. If I just search here, it'll take me into the folder, which makes it very confusing and I can't select it. So you actually have to select it at a higher level. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Let's Get Organized right there. Hit select. You can see now anything that I merge goes into that folder. Click next. You don't need a dynamic folder reference. Merge conditions are if you're going to have a crazy form that has multiple different templates that get filled out. For most of your basic things, you do not use them. If you want to learn more about merge conditions, let me know. You can do some really powerful things with them. Go ahead and click next. And now the last two steps are super cool. So first, we're going to share the doc, which means that yes, when this is merged, it's going to get shared. There's no reason just to have it sit on my drive. Even if it just means that it's going to email it to yourself, that is still helpful so you don't have to go back and constantly be checking this. So I'm going to share it as a PDF. The reason why I do that is I don't want anyone to be able to, I do not want anyone to be able to edit the information in here. I'm not going to reshare. I'm using a personal Gmail, so this isn't an option. If you are using the school one, you can select this, and what that means is it'll come from no-reply at myschool.com. Down here, I will write the email to who it goes to. So I'm just going to go ahead and write my email. And if you collect email addresses in your form, you can pull them out of this little sidebar too. So a really cool way to kind of have things be sent back to the person who submitted it. You can type in the subject. Again, you can pull in your merge tags from over here if you wanted to get really crazy for it. Like if I just wanted to say the person's name, could do that. Then I click next. Now the last one is probably one of the most important pieces to make sure this works is you have to have triggers. You don't want to manually come in and run the merge. So this automates it. So I'm going to go ahead and click on yes. And what that means is that whenever the form is submitted, it will run. Now I've done that and I've had it fail. So my backup is I run it on time as well. So it's kind of creating fail safes. So if one doesn't work, the other one should work. And you have different timetables here. I usually run it every 24 hours. Usually these things are not super important that it has to be within 24 hours. When you're done, go ahead and hit save. And you'll see it is saving my merge. And that's it. When you're ready, you just go ahead and click on the Run Job button, and then your merge will run.